Hello friends and viewers, and welcome to another episode of Battleground Tactics. I do believe this is episode 16, and boy has it been a while since I actually sat down and played Warcraft. I think probably about 2 weeks, so I'm gonna be really rusty. And normally I would step in for a couple Battlegrounds and warm up, but it seems like every time I do that, I miss some awesome footage. For episode 15, I did a warm-up Battleground before I sat down to film one, and I seriously got on this awesome killing streak that was like it was like 5 kills in a row. Like one character started off with 3 characters, then 2 more joined in, and I took them all down. I was like, damn it, how did I not catch it on film? So I'm not gonna make that mistake again, and I'm just gonna go straight for it without even playing for about 2 weeks now. So, a lot of you are probably pretty informed if you're subscribed to me what's going on in my life and why I took a breather. We won't get into that right now. But for those of you that may be new to my channel, this series is all done in real time, live. For example, it's me playing as this is happening. So as I'm speaking to you, why are people assigning roles? Doesn't make any sense. As I'm speaking to you, camera's having a... Oh, devil. Be right back. Alright, there we go. That's better. As I'm speaking to you, I'm playing this Battleground, and this is the first time you're going to see it. So there's no edited footage or any of that going on at all. And the side effect of that is you will hear me pounding on my keyboard and mouse clicks and all that, because this is authentic gameplay footage. I'm not commentating on it after it's happened. So keep that in mind, because some people have been asking me about that. Also, thank you to everyone who took the time to write out some kind words for my tribute I made to my grandpappy the other day. It means a lot. I appreciate it. So without any other announcements, let's concentrate on the game at hand. It's been a while since I actually seriously commentated on one of these, so I think I'm going to try to do that for this one, because people are still asking me how to cope with the changes made in 4.06, and I don't blame them, because I haven't done it yet, and the changes are big. This lighting makes me look really pale, this white. Just so you guys know, I use a LED monitor, so it's mega bright, and so whenever there's color changes on the monitor, it lights up my face a lot, so I look really pale right now given that there's a snowy background here. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, about the TGN thing. I have decided the video I'm going to post on there is going to be a time-lapse duel, because it's been so long since I did one, and I think it will have some really positive feedback. So I did scout out a rogue to do it, and I met up with him today to play. First time I'd played in 2 weeks, and let me just say he kicked my ass. And granted, he's quite a bit more geared than I am, but you know, I'm rusty, and that certainly didn't help. But it really opened my eyes to just the current state of the game right now. I'm actually pretty disturbed to see... Oh my goodness. I'm pretty darn disturbed to see that the game is in a lesser balanced state than it was before patch 4.03. And I'm not saying that from a feral perspective, because ferals, yeah, they did get hit pretty hard with the, as some of you would call, the nerf bat. This is not a good thing that's going on here. I'm being chased by like 6 people. Let me just interject there and state that I didn't obviously intend to get broken out of stealth there, but what I just did, luring their team over to my side, at the expense of my efforts, it persuaded at least 6 characters on the Horde team to take their mind off their objective and pursue someone, which is a completely futile and wasted effort. So little things like that are really productive, and that's something that a lot of people don't consider in a battleground. There's a lot more to winning than just killing blows, and I think watching these videos for some of you could be really productive. as opposed to just grinding Battlegrounds and trying to learn how to play better. Just do away with the social expectation that killing blows means you're a good player, because it's not what it's about. Anyways, so about game balance, I won't talk specifically about rogues right now, apart from the fact that I think the biggest problem right now is the way that Recuperate has scaled with resilience. I don't think Blizzard really accounted for how, say for example, resilience can really negate feral bleeds after a certain level of resilience, because Recuperate will literally cancel out the damage it does. So that is definitely a big problem that I think Blizzard really needs to evaluate. Many things. Hang on, let me change my mouse battery. It does sound like a... Listen, it's like I'm cocking a gun or something. It's funny. What was I saying? My mind's all over the place. Sorry, I'm not really concentrating on the game. I'm kind of disturbed to see that things got worse in terms of PvP balance, because it doesn't, there's no way that Blizzard can really account for that. Like, why should that be happening? It doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna use Berserk on this Holy Paladin here, because if reinforcements show up while this battle is taking place, then things could change in their favor. So, well, they kind of got Raffle Stomp there, overwhelmed by about 20 characters or so. I don't want to really... Playing with the team is good. That's part of winning. Like this, working as a team. But for the sake of entertainment, it's best if I film these episodes playing by myself. It's really not how Alterac Valley... How did I lose Mark of the Wild? It's really not how Alterac Valley is played, but... you know, I understand that it's more entertaining to watch me do some solo play. I swear to God, I'm going to destroy this webcam. So yes, I am back. I now have time to dedicate to WoW and video making. So I'm happy about that, and I'm probably really rusty, not myself. So hopefully I still got it. Hopefully I can still take down the majority of enemies. I'm playing as Pharaoh because I said recently that I want to start doing some other classes, and I do. I'm leveling my hunter, but right now I don't really feel like gearing up my mage or leveling my hunter, things like that, when my class has been changed to the point where I actually have to consider making some significant changes to my strategy in order to beat certain classes. So that's what I need to focus on right now as a player. You know, if you don't have your main spec down, then there's no point in having alternate characters. This is kind of DBM spam here, all these timers. Let's see, what do we got here? Resto Shaman. Seems I can take him down, but I don't know if he's got his rogue buddies in here or not. Oh, I should have just made a move, man. Too late, the tower's in flames. Good news is he does seem to be alone. Nope, there's a rogue here. Maybe an AFK rogue. It's not, it's gonna be a complete waste of time for me to try to, well, no, never mind, this rogue is super soft, so go ahead and kill him any day now, I guess. I did not save that tower. Should I chase down the shaman? I think Cenarius would prefer that I did. I probably won't be able to catch him though. I'll take this graveyard up here. This is a Death Knight, and we're gonna have some fun with him. If he decides to face me, come on, man, you can't escape. There you go. People have been requesting time-lapse duels against the Death Knight for a while, so maybe I'll tickle your appetite for some DK action right now. Of course, this player isn't really putting up much of a fight. Check out the new Shadow Meld. You can now Shadow Meld in cat form. What do you think, guys? Does Hengus still have it? This player's actually pretty geared, but I don't know about his skill level. And that's another thing for those of you guys that may be new to my channel and may not know me very well. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to belittle or put down other players. That's really not how I approach this game. What class is that? Hunter. Did this Death Knight die already? What the heck? What is he on? He's on like PCP or something. This hunter here is a major pain in my crack. Oh, let's go ahead and all gank Hengist here. That's fun. That's unfortunate. I have to say, I do believe that it is going to be tougher to deal with hunters now that the snaring nerfs are in place, and they themselves, I've been playing as my hunter a little bit, and hunters have received a significant damage buff in terms of PvP. Now I know some of the hunters watching my channel are probably thinking, oh, here he goes, he's gonna bash on hunters. Let me just enlighten you guys. I started off as playing a hunter, and I know them well. I knew them very well. I used to raid Nax all the time, and I was pretty into PvP. So I totally support skilled hunters, but right now in their current state on the live servers, they're just preposterously strong in PvP. They can kite way better now, and the damage that Beastmasters and Marksmen are doing is now lame. It's now better than what Survival was at, my understanding. I haven't really tested it. I just feel like hunters are, wow, you know. Anyways, I'm not trying to make excuses for why I died right there. I should never have had an issue dealing with that death knight. I think he must have been blood. But Ultric Valley is not really a good representation of trying to display proper Battleground tactics, especially if I'm screwing around. So I'm going to go ahead and do a special edition BGT here and queue for another one just because I'm in the mood for it, and that was kind of lame. You guys know I hate Ultric Valley. But so yeah, let me just ramble on a little bit more. That whole TGN thing, I said it in my last video, the announcement video. Whoa, I didn't know there was a statue over here. The guy that approached me and asked me to be a part of their channel was Curtis, Big C. I think he's a swell guy. He's hilarious. I have some kind of what's the word? I don't know. I think Canadian accents are hilarious, and before I did some research on him and found out he was Canadian, I knew from the get-go that he was a Canadian. He reminds me of a skinny Chris Farley. Anyways, so I posted a video response to one of his hunter leveling videos, and today I woke up and looked at my email, and there were a ton of subscribers in my inbox, a lot more than I've ever had before. So I'm assuming that's from the video response recognition. And there have also been some things going on in my YouTube world. Like YouTube asked me to sign up for an AdSense account, which is kind of the introductory route into partnership. So I don't want to overlap things I've said in the past, but I do want to make sure that the people watching my videos know who I am, what kind of a guy I am, and why I make videos. Because a lot of the guys watching right now, I know for sure have recently discovered my channel. So yes, my name is Hengist. That's my alias. But my channel name is Neanderthal. That is actually the first character I made, the hunter. Some of you may have noticed that by now. And that's the reason I made, it's kind of my online alias. But my main is a feral druid. I do make these Battleground videos on my mage, Rigel. He's undergeared, and I do intend to make them on at least 4 characters in the future. But that's a little ways down the road. I don't take myself super seriously, but I do get pretty worked up about the game. So as far as skill level goes, you tell me, but my gear, look, it's pretty average these days. I haven't done arena in a couple weeks, and I never really kept up on my conquest points. So resilience level 3400, right where it should be for starting to get concerned about high rating in arenas. However, I don't take arenas very seriously because I just don't find them very entertaining. I do make arena videos though because my viewers have requested them multiple times, and they're popular videos, so that's the reasoning for that. This looks to be a hunter, or I mean a warrior. Oh man, I didn't mean to get him ganked by my whole team. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead and move on from that. I'm not the kind of guy that is concerned about making an impact on other people's opinions of me, so I am always myself. Naturally, I am a bit of a crowd pleaser, but I certainly don't change my personality to accommodate that. As you can see, I don't chase down killing blows like with that warrior, although I did get him anyways. And I'm all about the strategy of WoW. I don't really raid or do PvE anymore because it's not very fun for me. But I do very analytically critique the game when I have a thorough understanding of it. And that's not always the case because I take breaks and changes are made and all that stuff, and I don't always know the latest info. Take a look at this Frost Mage here. He's having a great time rooting me in place for a good 8 seconds. Don't you love that? How did this guy survive? He's got some heals. So it looks like a Feral has the flag. I'm pleased to see that, and I'm gonna defend him because I am just a buddy like that. Oh, I lost my swiftness. I was gonna psych on this guy, but instead I'm gonna just kill him. I have to say that subtlety rogues, I don't know what changes were made to them. If you remember, me and Ruin didn't go over rogues in the patch review because I really I don't know rogues very well, but I know subtlety is starting to break down with the new level of resilience people are getting from a full vicious set of gear. It's pretty disturbing because resilience is a linear relationship with damage. It's like a bar graph or a line graph, just plummets down after a certain point because characters' gear offensive stats can't compensate for the amount of resilience found on PvP gear. And then people start to gem forward and all that, and when you have an ability like Recuperate, or even Leader of the Pack, that's a good example, where you take so much less damage because of your level of resilience, yet you still heal for the same amount, which is based on a percentage of your hit points. It doesn't work the way it should. And I think Blizzard is kind of oblivious to that fact because they've been making that mistake for a long time. I'm starting to get ganked here, but I'm not concerned about the level of damage I'm taking. I'm going to use Berserk and deal an absurd level of damage. Now this is nothing compared to what it used to be before 4.06 when bears were dealing full amount of damage. Or much more damage than they do now. But it looks like this rate, this shaman will run out of mana before I die. Because Hengist is just an animal these days, no pun intended. And he's just about right there. Of course, meaning out of mana. So I'm going to continue my attacks on him. Now, you may think, Hengist, you're wasting your time with these guys. You're trying to take down a healer and all that. But consider that these 3 players here... Blast, no! That was such an inopportune stun. God. These 3 players here are focusing all of their efforts on moi when they could be helping their team out. So consider that, my friends. Now, I will die here because that's just too much for me to handle right now because I'm rusty. You should see me when I'm warmed up. JK. Totally JK. But those 3 players, that leaves only 7 players. 3 out of 10 is 30% of their team that was preoccupied fighting 10% of my team, giving my team a huge advantage. Now, like I said, I'm not interested in killing blows and all that. Whereas that may not be recognized on a list or anything like that. I'm just doing this for funsies because I want to see where Death Knights are at. This is kind of how I gauge changes made in a patch, is I understand how the relationships between 2 classes have changed, and then if I'm confused about something, I can reevaluate it afterward. But as of right now, it looks like Unholies are dealing a lot of damage and somehow are able to heal. This is the same situation I ran into in Elthrid Valley, where the Death Knight was able to heal for a preposterous amount. So I definitely need to look that up. I don't know what that's all about. But it's frustrating when I have to deal, trying to deal a 1v1 scenario a duel for all intents and purposes, and that happens. I hope my SSD isn't filling up right now. 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a short intermission. I won't move. Ready? Okay, we are back. I'm now copying to not my solid state drive because it's full. I wasn't expecting to do 2 of these, and if you recall, it's only 80 gigabytes, so I'm going to copy onto a regular hard disk. Hopefully I don't get any lag, but we shall see. So I don't know how geared this player is here, but that is the guy that was able to heal to full health after I had already taken him to half-life. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I need to research it. But it seems to me that Death Knights are now a formidable opponent, whereas before the current patch, to a feral it was kind of a joke. I went over that kind of in the patch notes video. Oh, he thinks he's real cute with his feigned death. I remember when I used to fall for that, which was never. So, yeah, it's nice to get back into the game after a couple weeks and just see where things are at. That's one thing that I appreciate about WoW, is that it never stays the same. Now, I mentioned already that it hasn't changed for the better, and I say that with confidence because I really don't think it has. But, you know what? That is just how things go sometimes. Maybe we will finally start to see the decline of World of Warcraft. Who knows? Ghost Crawler, you're ruining everything. Now, I will engage this guy here if I can, but I guarantee you, some of his buddies... Yep, there we go. I hate that, because I, myself, love 1v1s. Come on, Hunter, I know you want some. Here we go. Finally. So I am rooted in place and frozen. Now, it may be ideal to go bear farm. He just snared me, so... That was a 4-point rip there. I didn't realize that. But you can still shift out of his snares. And now deterrence has changed, so you can literally not hit him no matter what. He's going to try to concuss me and then kite some more. Another snare. Still shifting out. So his spider is still snaring, or rooting, which presents some problems. Now that wasn't totally fair because I had to jump on him, but in a duel I would have to jump on him regardless. But he was more unsuspecting than he would have otherwise been because it's Battleground and all that, so... In his defense, that wasn't entirely fair, but that's a good representation of where it stands. So I'm not concerned really from just my personal experience and the fact that I'm mega rusty right now. I'm not concerned about 1v1 hunters. But the Death Knight here, let's watch me catch this rogue and stealth. Oh yeah, gotcha. The Death Knight, on the other hand, is something I need to research. I've already said that. Now he's got a bleed on him, so... Oh, you devil. There's the rest of Shaman over there. Jerk. Rogues are so obnoxious when they try to play offensively, but they don't have the damage to do it. It's so frustrating. Now, I'm not interested in facing off against the Shaman when he gets more reinforcements yet again, because that is not only not fun, but it's not fair. In the meantime, I'm gonna go see about destroying their flag carrier. As soon as I drop combat here, there we go. Now, where's he at? He's right up here. I'm assuming he's upstairs. And when I kill him, note that I said when I do, the game will be over. Angus, you're so cocky. Well, sometimes it's okay to be cocky. You know what? Watching TGN videos, Mr. Towley, he certainly says things like that. So maybe old Angus can get away with it every now and then. What do you think? Okay. Now, somebody stole my Mark of the Wild. I'm not happy about that. But let's see how many people this flag carrier has protecting him, shall we? Where you at, bro? There he is. Looks like he's all by himself. And it also looks like he's Resto Shaman. So let us test his heals. Go, Angus, go! Go, Angus, go! Oh, it's a her. She's hot. Just joking. I'm not into the little green girls. Oh, come on, that main was so delayed, man. No, I don't need your help. What is that? What is that? It's a prop alley. Look at that. Look at that. Wasted my Tiger's Fury with that Hunter Web nonsense. Okay. So her name is Lynn. Okay, let me introduce you to my friend here, Lynn. And she's holding up very well, I must say. Not without the help of her team, of course. Great job, Horde. But her mana is not everlasting, so as long as our flag carrier and our team can keep it together, oh! There we go. That should be game. There we go. Okay, so that was solid. You got to see some PvP. Against a Hunter, Death Knight, and of course the usual Hengist versus 3 or 4 Horde because I'm such a solo artist. I really should try to do some more even stuff, like maybe showing off some duels that aren't TLDs, just to give you guys an idea of. I basically make up strategies as I go along. But I am going to have to brainstorm on how to deal with subtlety rogues in the next couple of days because I want to make that video soon. And I feel bad because I said I was going to do the story of Warcraft like a week ago. But that was right when my G-Pod died, so that's been put off. And I do want to do that, so I am going to start working on it as soon as I get this business project I have done. And so expect that soon. And I don't know what I'm going to call this video. I guess I'll have to call it BGT plus some other title. But this will be officially BGT episode 16, not 16 and 17, even though I did do Battlegrounds. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.